Good afternoon, this is Tam Wendell with BushcraftOnFire, and to be back with you again. Today I would like to share with you an experiment on cleaning cast iron. I've had people ask me, how do you clean cast iron when it looks like it has been destroyed? So we found a piece of cast iron that definitely looks destroyed. It is coated in wax. There's all sorts of pitting on the outside. I don't know if it's salvageable, but it's definitely cleanable. So without further ado, I'll show you how to get this rust and all of these layers baked on here off of this cast iron. The first step I'm going to do is to just use plain household vinegar, and I'll pour vinegar into the pot. And I'll put on some gloves. I'm going to use some crumpled up aluminum foil as a scrubby brush. Make it wet. As you can see, the rust is starting to come loose. The idea is to get the whole pan outside and inside totally scrubbed, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, I've been working it for a while here. The rust has got into the cast iron pretty deep. So it's taking a bunch of elbow grease. As you can see, the foil gets rock hard, and once you come to a point where there's no more rough edges to scrub with, just get yourself a new ball of foil. Some of the rust is coming loose along the edges here. So once I'm happy with the amount of rust I pulled off on this inside, I'm going to flip it over and do the outside of the pan. This outside, you can see here, is very deeply pitted. There's actually little pockets that the cast iron has come off of it. But we're not going to give up. We'll just keep on scrubbing and get as much of this surface rust as I can, and then we'll move down to the deep rust. Okay, I've got the pan here as far down as I can see. Obviously it's pretty filthy looking. So what I'm going to do is dunk it in water, which typically you don't leave your cast iron in water. I'm not going to leave it. I'm just putting it in to give it a rinse so we can see where we're at. The base is still pretty deeply coated, and then all these sides on this spot, the rust has simply just eaten away the first layer of the cast iron. And the outside, basically the same thing, some pretty big chunks along here. But we're going to move over into the next step of my cleaning, which is to basically spray it down with oven cleaner. And what I'm going to do is coat the inside and outside. I'm going to put it in a plastic bag and leave it overnight, and then we'll take a look at it again tomorrow to see how we're doing. You don't want to breathe this. get as good and thick a layer of the Easy Off. It can be just a generic brand, but of the oven cleaner spray. Get a good thick layer. Alright. And I'm going to pop it in my plastic bag. And we'll just let this set overnight and see how good it's doing tomorrow. This is Tam Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire, thanking you for joining me on part 1. We'll see you again on part 2.